everybody, welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are two brothers that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I am your host, Nick, and as always, I'm joined by my brother, Josh.
Who has two good ankles.
Motherfucker, you bragging about your two good ankles. I barely have one over here. So I found out, by the way, what it was. So I told the story of me falling down the stairs last week. I have a tear. Nothing's like broken, but I have a tear that has to heal on its own. So I need to do PT. And I have to go and do PT. The tear is causing, I guess, the ligaments in my leg or whatever they are. They have to work extra hard to make up for that that tear. And so that's why I am so fucking sore right now.
How long do you have to do it?
You know, the motherfuckers didn't give me a timeline. They're just like, yeah, you'll get it when you go to PT. you get it when you get to PT.
Yeah,
it really depends on how much you put into it. 10,000 an hour rule, man. The 10,000 hour rule.
That's the American health insurance for you.
I'm just waiting for like a surprise bill. So I got a dental cleaning like a few months back now, and I paid for all that shit before I left. I know I did. I took my credit card and paid for it. And then today I got a bill. So what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
Hey,
I paid
your
for all
insurance.
this shit.
Your insurance didn't cover all of it, so you have to come back and double dip.
Well, you better call them. You better fucking call them. Because I ain't paying that shit.
Was it just a cleaning, or did you not have to get
it was like a deep
filled? Or?
It was a deep cleaning, no cavity fills. You know what?
That shouldn't cost you anything. Usually, when you get a cleaning, that's like covered.
I'm gonna do what the insurance does when they're like, "Well, you need to pay." I'm like, "Well, I'm not gonna pay this." I'm like, "Well, your insurance didn't cover it." Like, "Well, then ask them." No, they said they wouldn't pay it. Well, I'm saying I'm not gonna pay it, you guys.
Yeah, the difference is they can sue you and make their money's worth, but they can't sue the insurance company.
No, they'll just send it to collections and I'll never pay it. Yep.
That's the way to do it. But, I agree 100%. Like, if we're going to play this dancing game of, oh, they're not going to pay for it. Motherfucker, I pull money on my paycheck every fucking, week. Like, for all the insurance companies out there that are like, oh, yeah, even though you haven't had to use your plan and had to dip in, we're going to go ahead and charge you more. And when you actually need to use your coverage, we're not going to cover you. We're going to say it's an act of God.
Delta Dental ain't got shit on me. Well, first of all, these dental insurance, and I've seen other people complaining about this, but dental insurance doesn't pay for shit. Like when I originally got my bills and like I saw what I had to pay, I was like, yeah, you motherfuckers aren't paying for shit. And now that I'm getting this bill and I'm getting double dipped on, I'm for sure going to ask for an itemized bill. And then when they say, oh, it's because Delta Dental ain't carrying their fucking weight, I'm going to be like, well, I mean, neither am I. This ain't Nick. No. You got the wrong number.
Carry your weight. You did carry your weight.
You got the wrong number.
You paid your portion.
You got the wrong number. Sorry, guys. Nick Kaufman, he's dead. He died. I guess it's going away. I guess those bills are going away.
Yeah, like I've always said it, insurance is a crock of shit. There's not a doubt in my mind. Ever.
It's highway robbery. Hey, if you feel like there's a weird looming energy over the podcast, it's because we're recording this on election night here in the States, and things are heating up. We are recording this at 9 p.m. Central Time here on Tuesday for U.S. Election Day. So they're upstairs on the TVs touching the boards and, well, if this county goes this way, if this county goes that way. But we're not going to get into that because we needed a distraction. So we're recording tonight at the normal time.
It just worked out this way, guys. We don't know how to say it other than we needed this and it worked out, because otherwise I want to stare at my phone all night going, oh, look at this. Missouri swapped it up. Oh no, Idaho, they're going blue. What's going on? New York going red. What the fuck?
Anytime a state with like 3 or 4 like electoral votes goes through, it's like, who gives a shit? Get out of here. Get out of here.
I think the thing that cracks me the most is let's be honest. Texas, they're going red.
Yeah.
There's not a doubt in my mind. Whenever they're like, hey, she's got 0.3% higher. Really? You're gonna nickel and dime it at this point? Really?
A few folks were saying like Florida could go either way, and like in my head, the whole buildup, I was like, Florida's going red. What are you talking about?
I just want to go and be like, we know what state's gonna go where more than likely for the most part. Like for like the ones that are like, oh, it's There's a reason why they fucking call them the swing states. That's the most important states right now.
Well, in Florida, like, I remember, growing up, like the 2000 election, Florida with their goddamn late ballot, like, and I think 2008, like in 2008 or 2012, I forget which one, but like everything was decided before Florida was in. And I remember everyone being like, fuck you, Florida. Look, we weren't waiting on you. And so
They were
on
like
the
a
other
whole
side,
2 days late, weren't they?
I don't know, but on the other side of it, like just for them to call Florida tonight and it just be out of the way, it's like, yeah, Florida, fuck off. You got your counts in. We're not waiting on your asses. But this is a video game podcast. We're going to talk video games. We're talking what we're playing, video game news, and then for the last segment today, we are going to predict the Game of the Year nominations for the Game Awards. I believe those are coming out here shortly. Because the Game Awards are what, the first week of December?
Yeah, it's either the first or second week. It's like pretty darn close.
I'm honestly surprised they haven't been announced yet. You would think this, maybe they pushed them back to the U.S. election, but we'll see. We will see. So we'll do that last stuff at the top of the show. As always, Smashing Game Time is wherever you get your podcast. We are on Apple, Spotify, YouTube Podcast, and YouTube proper, where you can see our wonderful faces. Fuck the algorithm. Tell a friend. That's right. We don't fuck with those machines. We don't. Your words go into the machine, and the machine's like, hey, those words are good. They like this, so push it. No, you push it. You go tell your friends. The algorithm ain't got to say shit about nothing. My brain is already gobbledygook from watching election coverage. So let's just get into what we're playing, because oh boy.
Start us off. Preach it.
Josh, what are you playing?
Well, I said you started off. Preach it.
Oh, me. Sorry. I'm sorry. My brain, again, gooey buttercake. So I've actually got to play a handful of games. So the new season of Fortnite started. This is essentially season 2 revisited. It's the same exact map, except they changed it up. So like all the bosses are swapped out, but some of them are musicians. So where Midas used to be in the center of the map, Snoop Dogg is now there. They're going to add Ice Spice, and they're going to add Eminem. Eminem's, and this is going to come in the news, but Eminem's got a minigun that plays Rap God when you shoot it. And I'm happy. I want to save it for the news, but like in the trailer, the words are popping up as you shoot the gun. And as you're watching the trailer, as I was like, wait a minute, does it do that in game, or are you just doing this in the trailer? Because if it does that in game, I'm using that gun every fucking time. So it's nice to hear that might be confirmed. The map's great. Like the meme from The Boys where Homelander just watched a movie and he's like, it's perfect. It's perfect down to every minute detail. It is everything I remember from that season. So season 2, especially I think it was the Spies season. This was early 2020. This was the heat of COVID. I want to say this season or this chapter, whatever. I forget which way it goes on that. This went from like January all the way to, was it April or May? Like it was a long one because COVID hit and everyone was like readjusting. So like a bunch of games got pushed back, a bunch of updates for games got pushed back. And it's just as fun as I remember it. You can pick up people and shake them down. The guns feel good. It's also got all the extra stuff built into Fortnite since then. So the mantle is there, the sprints are there. Man, it's a good ass map. It's a good ass map. There's a lot more water. I think the last few seasons of Fortnite have gotten away from having enough water on the map. The biomes are really good. The point of interests are really good. They have the forest that has like all the mushrooms that leads into this, was it Slurpee or whatever, the Slurpee factory. What else? It's got the rig. It's got the yacht. They haven't added back the Shark Prison Island that's coming next week when they add Ice Spice. And the sad thing is this is only until the beginning of December, and then the new season starts. But I'm liking that Fortnite is doing these shorter seasons to like build up back to the new one. But it also sounds like Fortnite. I follow Hypex on Twitter, who does a lot of like Fortnite leaks, and it sounds like Fortnite's going to be adding an OG game mode here in the future where you can play the OG map anytime you want in build or no build. So that'll be cool. Okay. It'll be interesting to see how that, like, if that fractures the player base too much and they want to rethink it. But I'm here for it. Like having that option to hop around maps, that was always something I liked about PUBG, but back before it died. You're touching a controller, so are you playing a game mid-show?
No, I was plugging in my controller to charge it for after show.
Mm-hmm,
I forgot to do that earlier.
But PUBG,
Hold on. I'll move the camera so you can see the Xbox.
But PUBG at one point had 2 or 3 maps in a rotation, right?
I think so, yeah. I think 2.
And I do think, like, as big as the map is on Fortnite, I understand, like, having multiple can be a pain in the ass. But I just think, like, they've been building to this. Like, they've been showing they can transition from the old map back into the new map since they did OG last year. And so, yeah, it just makes more sense to have that option to be like, oh, we want to play this map, or we want to play, because after a certain point, after you've hit your challenges, you're like, all right, I'm fucking out of here. But I also think if you're doing that, that also gives them an ability. And say what you want about battle passes, but if they know you're an OG player, they're like, hey, we've got some bonus for OG players. If you want to pay a few extra bucks for this battle pass, you can get an old skin that you missed the first time. I only say that because I miss Kit, and I want to get Kit because a cute little cat in a fucking mech. And it just, it rings my Titanfall bell, my sweet little Titanfall bell. I started Yakuza. I started the first Yakuza on Xbox Game Pass. I played about the first hour. There are a lot of cutscenes in Yakuza. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, unfortunately, I do.
And you have to pay attention. You know why? Because I play subs, not dubs. I don't know if they have dubs, but they
I don't know if the first couple did or not.
They default to subs, and I was like, I'm just not going to change it. And so if you want to know what's going on, you have to pay attention. I've gone through the tutorial portions of the game. Now I'm in a flashback where I bought a ring for a friend, and then it gets stolen. So I'm running around the town, running around the city, trying to get the ring back. I get the ring back, and I guess there's a strange love triangle. I'm trying to figure everything out. There's a lot of reading. I'm from the Midwest. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't read. No, I do read.
He just is not used to watching and reading at the same time, which is just every anime's wet dream.
It's just, man, these phones have broken our brains. Like, I'm watching this show that I love, and I'm also playing on my phone. But then if you want to watch something like Shogun, Squid Game, anything that has subtitles, your fucking ass better not be on your phone, or you're going to miss some shit.
Oh, yeah, subtitles on a phone. And, like, I will admit, the one app that does it, or the 2 apps that do it really well when I get them to work, YouTube, if you get it to work properly, like, I feel like anytime I'm on where it's just the standard vertical mode, it does it, it's fine, but the screen's smaller, so then I'll turn it to full screen the horizontal way, and it just doesn't do it anymore. I have to press the button to do it again.
Are you watching subtitled stuff on your phone?
Depending on what's going on, sometimes I am, yeah.
The only subtitled thing I watched on YouTube ever, and I'm like, these shows, like when I say I'm watching these shows with subtitles, I'm watching them on my TV, but also playing on my phone. And then like, oh shit, what did they say? I have to rewind it because I didn't read it. But I went through a phase when I moved back here, Josh. I went through a phase where I was watching a lot of sumo wrestling on YouTube. And the commentary is always in Japanese. So I was like, all right, let's turn the subtitles on. And it was a lot of fun to watch. Sumo wrestling is a lot of fun. It's weird. I studied a lot about sumo wrestling because I thought about writing a script. And then I remembered I'm a white guy from the Midwest, and nobody wants to read a white guy from the Midwest script about sumo wrestling. You're not coming through there, Josh.
So you never know.
You never know. But it was cool. It was cool to see that side of life. I also watched back when HBO still had the show, I think it's Real Sports with Brian Gumbel, which they just canceled after like running for like 20 plus years. They just canceled it last year. So this is our first year without it. And right around that time when I was doing that research, they did a sumo wrestling piece about like how the whole program works. And you live at they're not like, it's basically a dojo, but it has a different name. You live there, like everyone just eats there and hangs out there. You train all day. Sorry, cat hair. Yeah. So I did a lot of research on that. I'm going to keep playing Yakuza. I want to play the entire series. I did see that some were leaving Game Pass soon, but they're the later ones. So the man who wrote his name, and then there was another one. I think it was Kinship, I believe. I also played a demo. I told myself I wanted to play more demos to finish out the year. Worship. Worship is a game. It is a cult game from. Let me look up the developer here. They are. Oh boy, they are Chasing Rats Games. Great name. And Worship is basically it's Pikmin, but you're a cult. So you gain cult members by stabbing your hand and tracing blood around them, and then doing a spell. And yeah, and then like you have to like for your deity to like summon him or to please him, you grab amulets and place them at him. Place that like just like Pikmin, you throw your cult members at a thing. However many are needed to grab it, they grab it and then they bring it to the cult leader or they bring it to the god or the deity. And you can grab one of your cult members, like if you're because you have a blood meter, so if you're running out of blood, you can use the blood of your followers. You can grab them, stab them, and walk in a circle to do the blood. You can do different. You can do different.
Jesus
like
Christ!
Different shapes that you draw with your blood will do different spells. So like mine was set up to where if you drew a triangle, it would summon a hand that smashed like an obstacle in your way. And apparently this has a multiplayer aspect to it. It's not in the demo. I'm interested. I wonder if it's like a whichever cult can please their deity the fastest wins or something like that. But I'm here for it. I got into cult.
Dark ass shit though.
I got into, and if you look up the art style, it's black and white. Kind of looks like Spy versus Spy. Just stupid fun. I played the tutorial. I'm gonna play the rest of the single player. It's stupid fun. Like the only color is the red blood that you're stabbing. And it's just goofy. It's really fucking goofy. I like it. And I've liked Cult of the Lamb earlier this year when I played it. So when I saw this demo came out, because this game was on my wish list, it's like, oh fuck, I have to check this out. There's no release date yet. They had a Kickstarter. I want to say 3 or 4 years ago now. Let's see. Do I have the Kickstarter here? I don't want to type in Worship Kickstarter and then end up on some church page. Build our pews, please. Please build our pews. So let's see here. It is Worship, a cultist themed multiplayer roguelike. Yeah, so I haven't seen any of the multiplayer stuff. They are... Well, the Kickstarter's no good because the estimated delivery was December 2022.
Yeah, a little behind.
Just a smidgen. But I'm going to keep an eye out for that. It looks really cool. The other colors, there's a lot of purple, and I guess that's traced back to the deity that you're worshiping. Yeah, this looks fun. It was fun. I hope you get to check it out. If they do add multiplayer to the demo, I think it'd be cool to play that together and test it out. But yeah, once that has a date, we'll check it out. Other than that, I still need to finish my GameCube piece. I know it's ridiculous that you got a piece up before I finish that, but you go back and because the last time I was writing it, I was like, wait, I'm writing a lot of stuff on this. Am I doing too much? Do I need to go back and delete some stuff on this? So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I also read like a whole comic. Like I was gonna get some writing done last night, but then I ended up reading 20 issues of a comic that I just got for like $1 a piece. I think I mentioned that last week, maybe.
You did.
And yeah, I finished Descender and it was pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. Josh, what have you been up to?
Oh, lots of gaming.
I see that.
So I'll start off with the obvious Metaphor ReFantazio. Still working on that review. Honestly, I think I love it a lot more than Persona 5.
Okay, so this is like your second, this is your third, because you played Final Fantasy Rebirth. You played, I get you could call the Like a Dragon from earlier this year. Infinite Wealth would be like also like a action RPG sort of, because that was turn-based RPG fight, right? It wasn't.
Yeah.
So this is like your third big RPG of the year. Is this your favorite?
Yeah. And that's saying something because I absolutely love Final Fantasy Rebirth, and I thought Yakuza Infinite Wealth was also really like they're all phenomenal games. All three deserve to be in the Game of the Year category.
So those first two, and I haven't played either. I've only seen coverage of I've heard people talking about them. Those first two, so Infinite Wealth and Rebirth, sound like they lean really heavy on the mini games, like these different mini games you play throughout your adventure
Yes.
to kind of like break up the combat and break up the story stuff.
Yes, because
Does
there's so
ReFantazio
much.
do that as well, or is there more of an
It's
emphasis
just,
on side quests that don't feel like mini game? Like how's that?
I
How's
mean,
that
so
differ?
yeah, okay, so you're familiar with Persona, right? At least the gameplay for at least the more modern ones like 4 and 5 and even 3 Reloaded.
You do your school day stuff and
Basically, yeah. So it's set up. It's very familiar. It has that same premise of that, except you're not in school. Obviously, it's a fantasy world. Um, I would say that it's more focused on the story, the side quests, more than it is on the relationship building and the mini games.
okay.
And I say mini games loosely because Persona doesn't really have mini games per se. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying. Like it's not so much. It's more side quest and story based than it is mini games. Like there are some things to kind of break it up, or like there's different things you can do in dungeons. It's not your typical. It's not your Final Fantasy Rebirth or your Yakuza. Um, it's just a lot. Honestly, it's just a lot of fun. Um, it's not your. I can't. I don't know how to say this. Honestly, I would just point out that it's really good. If you think Persona was too much, give Metaphor a try. It's a little more tamer,
Okay. I'll
and
take your word for it.
the story so far is fantastic. Like, uh, no, this is not going to give any spoilers because it's literally something they talk about in the first 5 minutes of the game. Your character grows up with the prince, and he gives you this book that he used to read all the time when he was a kid, and he carries with him all times. And it talks about a world, a fantasy world,
A metaphor, if you
where
will.
yeah, metaphor, that doesn't have magic, and it basically it sounds like they're describing like a modern day Japan.
Wait, are we the fantasy world?
Yeah,
Are we the
exactly.
fantasy world?
Yes,
A world where no magic exists.
it's
Everyone's
just like
helpless.
oh man, that's really cool to think about that they would consider that fantasy. Like oh man, would you like no? In my opinion, no one's really that's some abstract thinking right there.
It's different. It's different. You don't see it too much.
No, honestly, like I said, the story so far has been phenomenal. Highly recommend playing it. So, like, honestly, I've not had so much fun. Like, I'm not saying Yakuza wasn't as fun or Rebirth wasn't as fun, but for something that I'm also doing a review for, and I was spending my time on, it has probably, I would say this is my game of the year of all the games I reviewed.
Oh, Mr. Recency bias over here. No, I'm just
No,
I'm fucking
I'm
with
being
you.
brutally honest, and I loved Yakuza.
Well, yeah, yeah, and but that was also your first Yakuza. Like this, when I saw this pop up, I was like, oh, this has like a Tales feel to it. Like this is something Josh is gonna fucking eat
It's
up.
right up my yeah, it's right up my alley.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's fantastic. But I'll have that review up and I'll let everybody know when it's posted. I'm hoping to get it done this week, before the weekend.
Well, maybe you would have it done already if you weren't playing all these other games. What is OTG?
OTG Off the Grid. It is a battle royale on Epic.
Is it
Um,
free?
yeah, it's free. Basically, uh, it's your stereotypical battle
Oh,
royale, except
is this the one that we talked about last week where you were
yeah,
like getting the flying and everything? I don't remember you
yeah,
calling it OTG last week.
that's what everyone else calls it. OTG or Off the Grid. Yeah,
It's OTG. OTG.
my
Like
own.
PUBG.
So yeah, and for those who didn't listen to last week's episode, basically battle royale where you have specialized limbs. So like your legs have an ability, and each of your arms have an ability. So you could have like legs that let you jump really high, and you can have an arm that has a blade inside of it, and then another arm that has a rocket launcher you can shoot.
So it's
Just as a
sticking
few
with you.
examples.
So it's sticking with you.
Yeah,
Usually it sounds
me,
like you bump off these games, but I mean, 2 weeks in
me
a
and Jordan
row.
have me and Jordan have been playing it. Like that's if when he's online. Like after this, after we're done recording, we're gonna go play it.
That's why he's speeding through these.
I'm not speeding through it. I'm taking my time. Yeah, but that's a fun. And they just introduced. I should say just before for the election, they introduced Camilla and Camilla. I don't
Kamala.
want to butcher Kamala. Thank you.
You, you,
I
you,
butcher
you,
her
but
name a
you
lot.
butcher names all the time. You're
I
okay.
do. and Trump skins, and they both have their own unique taglines. Of course, everybody's picking Trump.
Wait a minute. They
Yeah.
did Kamala and Trump skins for OTG. And they
Yes.
look like them?
Yeah.
Bro.
The Trump cracks me up though, because when he points, somebody pings an enemy, he goes, "I don't know if it's a he or they or an it, but they are going that way."
Wait, are they like? Did they hire? Is this a voice actor or is this AI voicing? Like,
If I had to guess, AI.
oh
If
boy.
I had to guess,
Now I'm curious. Now I'm curious. I wonder if that's been reported on. Let's see. Off the grid AI voices. And I'm sure other companies been doing it, but that's crazy. That
like
they're
I could believe it being a voice actor, but without there being any like evidence to show, like my voice assumption would be it's AI. I haven't really heard the Kamala, Jesus Christ.
well. Hold on,
Kamala.
Kamala, Josh. Hold
Kamala.
on. Here's a off the grid. Maybe the catalyst for new crypto gaming bull run. Web3 gamer. Is there Web3? Is there crypto stuff in there?
I mean, not that I'm aware of, at least. I know they have currency that's built into the game that you earn from completing matches and stuff, depending on how well you did and all that. And you use that you can use that to purchase other things, other attachments and weapons and whatnot. Like on a gun.
Sorry, I'm just the respected tech publications review is tilted. Why should you be the battle royale right now, in which the reviewers summed the game up as part schlocky satire of streaming culture? I'm here for that. Part send up of the gamers, all shrewd, self-aware storytelling off the grid is a fun time. I'm kind of curious now. I'm kind of curious because if it's a crypto game, but they're doing that send up stuff, like how self-aware is it, and how much of that is to be like kind of sweep the crypto? Like, is the crypto stuff front facing? Like, are they trying to sell you NFTs throughout the game?
I wouldn't say so much NFTs, but they definitely try to get you to join their they call it Pro, where you pay $10 a month to get special stats and whatnot. Like you get Pro on your name, you get extra currency. You can actually sell all your extra inventory, stuff like that. So they definitely heavily push that.
Now I'm very curious about this.
And the narration's pretty funny too, honestly.
I had no idea this was a Web3 game, Josh. I'm concerned, Josh. Don't give them your credit card.
I'm not buying anything. My credit card is nowhere near this game right now. All right.
Don't let them have it.
I'm all free to play, baby.
I also see you're playing some scary games. Don't you know spooky season's over, sir?
Dude, but okay, so let me start with The Evil Within. Honestly, just wanting to play Silent Hill 2 so badly, I'm like, I'm not gonna drop $70 on it.
It's 70.
I want
Yeah,
it for the
that's
PlayStation.
crazy.
Yeah,
that's
I want it for the PlayStation, but I'm like, if I get it for PC, it's 55. But I'm like, I want something just to like, I want it for the PlayStation. I don't know why. I just
play the emulator. Play the emulator, the old one.
Yeah, I will. But so I was like, okay, this is gonna fill my my fill for Silent Hill 2 as best as it can, because I've got this. I need to beat it on PC. I've beaten the first one on PC or on Xbox, but I never done on PC. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back and do it on PC, and then I'm actually gonna go back and actually beat The Evil Within 2.
Okay, I can't do either of those games because they give my heart too much of a kick.
I could do the first one pretty easily. It's the second one. It's 2. I am not 100% familiar with. I know how the story goes and all that, but as far as like actual gameplay, I never made it out of the first town.
Yeah, that was me with the first one. Like, I get to the first like real assault of enemies, and I'm like, I'm out, I'm done.
Yeah, I remember playing one, beating it. I did it with the DLCs. I was like, yeah, I absolutely loved it. 2, I remember buying it when it first came out. I remember playing it, and then I don't remember what happened. I think something else came out, and I was like, oh, I'll come back to it. And I never got back to it. And then I tried picking it back up, I think last year, and I just did the same thing. I'm like, I can't do it. I don't know what it is.
And then you're also playing Alan Wake?
I am playing Alan Wake.
The first one? Do you have the second one, by the way?
No, not yet.
Are you doing a Remedyverse run right now? Is this what's going on?
Yes, I am actually. I am. I picked up Alan Wake and American Nightmare for $5.
Is American Nightmare within the? I don't know if that's lore. I don't know if that's
Yeah, it
canon.
is.
Is it canon?
Yeah. So someone actually did a timeline, and Remedy did confirm it all. It goes Alan Wake, then it goes. There's a little bit of
The DLC, right?
Control.
Oh,
Well,
Control.
yeah, the DLC, then a little bit of Control, and then American Nightmare, then finishing Control's DLC, and then it goes to Alan Wake 2.
Okay. And then have they figured Max Payne and Quantum Break into the order yet, or are they still working
Quantum
that out?
Break is officially not as of right now, officially not in the realm.
No,
It
no.
was, so they said eventually they plan on it, but as of right now, how they left the story, they're letting it stay out. They're calling it like their multiverse kind of deal.
You gotta go back and save Beth. Like Beth, you just left Beth. You gotta go back and save Beth.
I'm sure eventually they will. And they
Ah,
said the original Max Payne 1 and 2 is not. However, there's rumors right now that with Max Payne being remade, they're going to try and tie it into it.
I wonder if they work something out with. I forget if it's Rockstar or 2K who owns the property outright.
That was Rockstar.
But I wonder if they work something out with them where they're like, "Hey, we'll do the remake. Can we just please make it? Can we make it canon, please, please?" I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
if they made Max Payne 3 canon as well, because that 3, they weren't involved with 3, but 3 was still really fucking good.
Yeah, honestly, for a game that was not made by the original developer, yeah, 100%.
The
It was
game was
really
fucking
good.
bananas. I still think about it. It's been 10 years. It's been more than 10 years, and I still think about that game.
That's actually the only Max Payne I have not played.
It's really good. It's
I
really,
just
really
remember watching
good.
videos for it and was like, man, this looks really good.
I think I think it was pre John Wick, and it kicked so much ass. I'd say it's probably, well, no, GTA 5 came out after that. I was gonna say it's probably the last good thing Rockstar put out, but GTA 5 is really good too.
Yeah.
How
It
far into
just
Alan
got
Wake are
really
you?
not very far. Only because I was playing on my Steam Deck, and I just got the gun. No wait, yeah, I just got to the sawmill.
So have you done the Stucky encounter yet?
Yeah, in the diner.
The
Oh,
I
you're
think the
talking about
full
when he's to Shadow. Yeah, I've
the
already.
chef.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right
It's
now.
Stucky.
Yeah, I just got to where you run into the house or the trailer, and you get the revolver and the flashlight,
Okay.
which I totally forgot. Alan Wake is just so heavy on the advertising. So heavy.
Like, is it fake advertising or is there like?
Energizer. Energizer is the name on the flashlight.
Oh yeah, well they had the Energizer stuff all throughout. That's crazy.
Yep.
Even Death Stranding got rid of Monster after like the first year.
Yeah. It cracks me up. I saw that and I was like, oh my god, I did not like it's been so long, I totally forgot they did that. And there was another one on there. I'm like, odd. Okay.
I still need
Oh,
to go.
and that the coconut song. I totally forgot
Put
about
the
that too.
lime and you
Lime
can
in the,
listen to you can listen to it in the diner the whole way through. Yeah,
yeah.
it's relaxing.
It's like, I mean, can't imagine it was that expensive, but it's like the rights to put that on there probably at the time at least. Because that was
Alan
when it was really big with Coke, wasn't it?
Alan Wake loves their music. I don't know. That song was used in a Coke commercial, but
That's what I'm saying. Like that Coke was using it for commercial, and like it was up there with like because the
it's
Family Guy.
it's so weird because that was like a time where like everything had lime in it, and it's like who's drinking all this bullshit? Who's drinking Coke with lime?
I think the only thing that stuck around was Bud Light with lime.
But hey, you know what? Bud with lime, pretty fucking
And then
good.
I guess technically Corona is like the advertised. Like, hey, you put a lime in our drink and you'll like it.
Hey, we're the lime beer, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I still need to go back and play 2. I just uninstalled it because I was trying to update Fortnite. And it was my computer's like, I don't have enough room. I'm tired.
I'm not gonna lie. I went to Best Buy on Saturday, and I saw it. They had the deluxe version, physical copy for PS5.
Of Alan Wake.
Too.
And you bought it?
I'm thinking about it.
Dude, it's not bad. I've only played like a few hours of it, but it's really good.
Well, I figured this is probably gonna be the only time I get a physical copy because I mean it's probably gonna be one of those games that once they quit making it, it's gonna be hard to find.
Yeah. Did you ever you got your Concord copy, right? I'm sorry. That's probably
okay.
going for Buku Dolores on eBay
Oh,
now.
we talked about it last week. It was $100.
Yeah, it's all right. Playing anything else? Got anything else going on?
No, that's about it really. Just trying to prepare for the baby and everything. So it's just been more of just get the house ready and try not to get fired.
Gotcha. I bought a house.
Oh yeah, I know. Then you yeah.
Yeah, moving around Thanksgiving. My address is.
Are you guys going to be closer?
We'll be more north.
Okay, yeah, so closer.
Yeah, not too far north. Like seriously, it's a 5-minute drive
from where you are now, or from
Yep.
where I am.
From where we are now.
Okay, so I have an idea.
We looked near you. We just didn't really like anything near you.
No,
and then we were like, oh, that's
from the 60s and 70s.
We were like, oh, that's pretty close to Josh.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Hard pass. And then, there were a few spots near Mom and we were like, yeah.
I would have said, fuck you.
I'm shaking my head really hard. Josh, you're getting some news.
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, what do we got first?
We'll start off with the Nintendo Network has lost its final player. First off, this is a Game article written by Sarah Fields. That's right, everybody. The 3DS Nintendo Network lost its final player.
When did it?
October 2023.
Okay, so he kept it going for a year.
Yeah, over a year he kept it going. And the only reason he had to give it up was because of technical issues.
Did his 3DS die or something? Or his Wii U, whatever he was on?
I don't know if it died. I don't think he actually states what happened.
Dude, the 3DS was just I forgot how sexy the 3DS is. It is a sexy little piece of hardware. Look at that thing. I love how big the top screen is compared to the bottom one.
Oh, his device crashed.
Yep, there it is. Damn, so he kept his DS on for that's some fucking, that is what, how old is the 3DS? 10 years old at this point?
Oh God, might as well be, yeah.
Wait, I think it was like 2012, 2013. So
2014, I think actually.
So he kept this old ass piece of technology on for a year plus just to stay online. That's fucking crazy. Just the thought, like, let's say he was living with his parents or living with a partner or something, or a roommate. And, if you walk by and see something long enough, you see it and you're like, oh, they left their thing on. I'm going to turn that off for them. Like, he had to go through a year of like, anytime anyone came over, like, hey,
don't touch it.
This is on. You don't fucking touch it. This might also be the longest streak that someone stayed on a service after it went out.
Well, I think technically Halo 2 servers lasted longer.
Halo 2. When did the last Halo 2 guy get off? I feel like it was only like a few months after. I do feel like that. But no, this is crazy. Sorry, I got a text. I was looking to see if someone was telling me somebody won, but no news on that. Yeah, this is crazy though. Now that guy just has to wait until they shut down the Switch online, and then keep his Switch on for a year after. Are you looking up the Xbox stuff?
Yeah, so they shut it down in 2010. 14 players try to keep it alive for as long as they could until they finally got kicked.
And does it say how long they got kicked?
Not very long.
And that was the original Xbox, right?
Yes.
So I feel like there was better luck on the 360. I feel like the last person, they didn't have a full year on there, but they were on there for like an extra week or so, I think. I can't commit to fully knowing it, but we're moving on. What's next?
On to the next one. BioWare has no plans for Dragon Age The Veilguard DLC as it turns its attentions to Mass Effect 5. IGN article written by Kat Bailey. Yeah, I'm not surprised, honestly. At this point, I feel like they're like, we need to get in everybody's good graces, so let's make a decent, if not good, game.
Well, and what AAA companies are doing DLC? Beside, like, give me anyone who's doing like big story DLC right now.
Remedy.
Besides them.
The
only other one would be Elden Ring, but that was like a big DLC. Like DLC, the thing
that was
about
a whole
DLC,
nother game, basically.
the thing about DLC, and even the Remedy ones are like feel like another game. Like it's so big. No one's doing. I'd argue I guess you could say Bethesda just put out some DLC for the Starfield, and I'd say before that, like the last game that like continuously got DLC was probably Fallout 4. I can't really name anything
Borderlands 3.
Oh, Jesus, Josh, stop correcting me. Even then, the Borderlands, I guess 2K does do some DLC, but anything, I mean, GTA, I mean, I always look back to GTA 5, and it's always crazy that it didn't get any story DLC. Sure, it got that Dr. Dre DLC. What was it, last year or 2 years ago now?
But it was all for multiplayer.
That was multiplayer.
That's not story. Hey, honestly, when I hear GTA 5 multiplayer, I don't hear a fun time. I hear, oh, let's go pretend like we're cops and robbers.
And yeah, right. Well, and it's not surprising. Like, so previously BioWare had Mass Effect Andromeda, and they were going to do some DLC to finish up the story. Game didn't do so hot, so they fucking scrapped it. And so I'm not surprised they're not doing DLC. They want to get in, get out, and get started on the next thing. Makes sense, especially in a world where DLC is not happening. Oh, I just thought of another one that's doing DLC. I think the Horizon people have done some DLC.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's few and far between. Like, it's very, like, you have to look and see who's done the DLC. It's not like it used to be everybody did DLC, and now it's like the special few maybe.
I mean, I think BioWare has learned from their lesson with all their previous DLC. Like, they know DLC is not their forte.
It just, especially for single player stuff, it just doesn't move mountains. And we're so ingrained into the battle pass and maps being free that I don't think places really do DLC packs for maps anymore.
No.
Which is crazy. I remember the first Gears of War, to make their first map pack free, they had like they had a partnership with the Discovery Channel, which looking back is still crazy. Like, it's like, what? The Discovery
about that.
The Discovery Channel? I always liked that side of it, but yeah, no one's paying for maps in 2024. No one wants to really do story DLC unless it's like a big, like multiple hour commitment, or it's for a really good story like Control or something. Or shit, Alan Wake 2 just had one. What's next, Josh?
Fortnite's Eminem minigun spits out bullets and lyrics in leaked clip. This is a GameSpot article written by Evan Campbell. Nick, you were already pretty much talking about it. So go ahead and lay it on us.
Yeah,
there's a nice little video there.
So in the trailer, like the gun is shooting and it's doing the Rap God lyrics above it. And it's one of those things where it's like, it's in the trailer, you're wondering like, is that going to be the gun, or are they just doing that for style in the trailer? It looks like here in this footage from looks like this was leaked by Sheena BR. Let's play this. Hopefully we don't get copyright strike for using this a little bit.
I can't even hear it on my screen. You? Okay, you can. This is my game.
It's the song. So it is different from the trailer. So the trailer actually has the words popping above the gun as you shoot it. It doesn't look like it's doing it here. I wonder if that'll be an option to turn that on. But yeah, it's him. It's the Rap God lyrics. That's fucking great. That's great, man.
That is pretty cool.
That's so stupid. I fucking love it.
That honestly makes me kind of want to play it now.
Well, and people were complaining about the collaborations, and I'm the type of person that's like, no, let's just do the collabor. It's fine. You guys are like, and of course, it's people who are like, Ice Spice. I don't want Ice Spice in my game. It's like, shut up. I'm not a big fan of Ice Spice's music, but I don't care. Yes, let me play.
I like your music.
Huh?
I like your music.
I've never heard anything where I'm like, yes. I'm more of a Sexy Red fan.
I go both ways.
Local St. Louis legend, Sexy Red. Looks like we got one more piece of news here, Josh.
Oh, we do. The Ubisoft saga continues, everybody, with Star Wars Outlaws gets new creative director 2 months after release. This is a The Gamer article written by Joshua Robertson. Need I say more? Like, why? Just why?
So my question would be, so yeah, it looks like new creative director is Drew Reckner taking over for the previous director, Julian Geraghty. Did you say this was Joshua Robertson, by the way?
I did say it was Joshua Robertson.
Okay, sorry. The election. I got election brain. I still wonder, is Geraghty still with the company, or did Geraghty leave, or is Geraghty being sunset and like moving on to another game? I do wonder. So they are doing DLC. Look at fucking me. Look at me.
Yeah.
I made a commitment to be like, nobody does DLC anymore. Now I'm being proved wrong by the fucking news, man. No. I mean,
if I had to guess, it sounds like Geraghty got the can because of how bad it did.
I mean, or maybe it was a decision of like Geraghty got them to the finish line, and now they're like handing the baton off and like, all right, Reckner,
I've had the old bull, now I want the young calf.
All right, Reckner, get in here and wreck it, Ralph. Let's see here. Oh, they've. I love it. I love it when stories like, well, we went on their LinkedIn.
Hey, detective work, all right? Someone has to do it.
Yeah, I'm not knocking it, but I always love it when, hey, according to their LinkedIn, they have the word bubble looking for work.
Look.
Reckner's been fellow creative director at Massive since apparently stepped into the role a short while ago. So this happened a little while ago. It doesn't say anything. Unfortunately, Reckner doesn't go into exactly why these role changes are happening in the first place, as the game setting. On the other hand, Geraghty hasn't commented on his personal change on either Twitter or his LinkedIn profile, meaning it's a complete mystery as to why he isn't overseeing the rest of Star Wars Outlaws post-launch development. It's possible the creative director may have been shifted onto another project. Ding, ding, ding. Having previously worked on the Division 2, the crew, though we won't know for sure until we hear from Geraghty himself, who I'm guessing
two massive fails. Just not that they're terrible games. Obviously, they have their fans, their fan bases, but I'm saying it's a commercial success.
The Division 2 did well enough for them. That's when Ubisoft is starting to get out of the Tom Clancy business. They don't fuck with Tom as much as they used to.
They don't fuck with dead people, all right?
They don't fuck with the dead. And then the crew, it's a racing game. If you're not Forza or Gran Turismo, and you're looking for like a more simmy thing, what like, I don't know, do a Burnout.
I have the little faith in Ubisoft at this point. Honestly, let me take that back. Actually, as I'm now an avid collector of Assassin's Creed games for the PS4.
Yeah, you slut. I hate Ubisoft. As he starts hiding all his Assassin's Creed games that he bought.
Hold on.
The issue with Outlaws is that they fucking locked it behind the fucking Ubisoft fucking launcher. You had to buy it off of that. And then it came out at a weird time. It came out in the summer, didn't it? It came out like August?
Like early August, I think, yeah.
It came out at a very weird time. And again, the people are tired of the big map, clear the blips on the map. Climb this, jump into the hay bale.
So I just want to throw it out there. Nick, how old is the PS4?
PS4 came out in 2013.
And PS5 came out in 2020?
2020.
Okay, so 8 years.
Yep.
Right here, right now. I know some of these are on PS5 as well.
I'm gonna go to the other screen so we can see what you're pointing at. There we go.
Oh, my stack of games. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Did you get more
PS4 games?
Did you get more since we last saw you?
I will here in a couple days. Actually,
fuck.
tomorrow. So I've got 7 Assassin's Creed games over there alone, including the Ezio collection that has 2 Brotherhood and what's the other one?
Unity.
Not Unity.
The one before Unity, Brotherhood.
Yeah,
Shit, I don't, dude. They've done so many. Like, who can remember?
hold on, I'm just gonna pull this out and just see. Revelations.
Okay, that's what it was.
So I've got that. I've got Assassin's Creed 3 coming in tomorrow, the remaster. It was on PS4.
The Black Swan of the whole series.
Right? It had one of the coolest DLC names ever.
What was it?
Tyranny of King George.
Well, the issue with 3 is that it was like you were 10 hours into the game and it was still giving you tutorials at that point. Like, it wasn't like that annoying pop-up. It was like, no, like, hey, we're teaching you a new part of the game 10 hours in. It's like, no, don't do this. Don't do this to me.
But hold on here. So that's 8 games there, right? Then you have to think you have the games that were the 2D released ones. They were, like, I think originally on the PS Vita, maybe.
There was Russia, there was China. I think they did like was it Korea? No.
Yeah, they had the 3. And I think it was Japan, maybe something like that. So you had those games as well on there. They remastered that. So that's 3 more games.
Did you buy those too, you sick fuck?
I plan on it eventually. And then you've got Odyssey, you've got Origins, and then you also have I have to get Unity. That's right there alone. Almost 15 games.
Yeah, because they had they have what were there's Ubisoft Shanghai and Ubisoft, I forget the other one. But it was just
to my point though, they just rinsed and repeat so many times.
But that's I mean Activision does it with the Call of Duty.
Oh, and every sports company does it too with or EA and all that do their games, because let's face it, it's just add 1 feature, remove 2.
Well, and I don't think that's quite fair because I can't speak to Madden and like the sport games, but like Ubisoft, Activision, and I think a few other like bigger publishers on that end, bigger developers, have the system where like Activision will, okay, this year is Infinity Ward, next year is what's the other one, Treyarch, and then this one is, so they have their rotating developers. And so Ubisoft had Shanghai, and I forget what the other one was called. They probably had a third one, and that's why like during the Xbox years, like Splinter Cell came out, and then I think Pandora Tomorrow came out the next year, and then Chaos Theory was from that first team having that 2 years. So like there's a reason like they were pumping them out, is because it worked. And now it's just it's like you're saying, it's gotten to the point where, okay, we're at like, now this year's set in Greece and we're adding like one new thing that you're going to do, and maybe sunsetting something else over here.
To be brutally honest right now, I think one of the main things, at least for me, that captured me for the Assassin's Creed series was playing as Desmond.
Yeah, but they killed him off like 2 console generations ago.
Yeah. And now you're just playing as random people who are living through his memory, or his ancestors' memories, and it's like, no, I want to play as Desmond. God damn it! And he was the whole like doing like, honestly, was it 2 when they finally did where you actually fought with him in modern day?
Yeah, he did some modern day stuff, but it was like just little stuff here and there between like missions in the past. But yeah, story wise, the Desmond stuff was always more interesting, and it kind of always felt like it was hinting at like a world where like, oh, there's going to be an Assassin's Creed where you're like on a skyscraper in New York and you're like running around Manhattan or something.
That would have been so fucking cool. But instead we've gotten this, okay, we're just going to keep doing the past and keep building on it, even though eventually we're kind of going to run out of shit. Because I mean, at this point, I forgot Syndicate. There's another one.
Syndicate also's got a really good, like, people love Syndicate. We're kind of getting to the point where there's so many that like it's gonna be so niche, and people like, they're gonna be like weirdos that are like, Unity's my favorite or Syndicate's my favorite.
So the only thing I gotta remember bits and pieces of each one. It's like Syndicate. The only thing I remember with them, besides it being in like a punk England, like the 1700s, was they're the ones who introduced the grappling hook. And then with Unity, the only thing I remember at Unity, besides the fact that it was really shitty when it first came out.
Oh, it was bad.
It was bad. Was that it was the first time you could actually play with all your friends, like 3 of your friends in the story, and actually do missions together.
And I think if that had been a success, I think we would. Well, are they still trying to do the big open world multiplayer Assassin's Creed, or did they kind of?
I think that's kind of like sunsetted at this point.
I haven't seen anything about it. But I mean, hey, hopefully they turn it around. and Ubisoft will figure their shit out and stop putting out the same game with a different coat of paint every year. Josh, you got a meme for us?
Me time.
Oh, I sure do.
All right, what do we have here?
We have Captain Obvious, aka Ubisoft, pointing out that they should have gotten a new creative director.
The flock nodding in agreement.
And
Did
the
you
flock
make
nodding
this?
is agreeing. I didn't make this.
You know what? I'm gonna let it fly, but that's mean to the previous director, Josh. That's assuming that it wasn't the head honchos at Ubisoft who were the ones that were fucking up.
It just cracks me up. Like I said, that like everybody's like, oh yeah, we got a new creative director. It's gonna be so much better. It's like, no, guys, like that. Like, yeah, obviously there should have been something that changed because it did not do well.
But you know what? It's at the end of the day, it's not like people see the new director and they're like, oh, like that guy was the problem. It's like no.
I was like, no. Usually it's the people sitting around the table who crunch numbers all day. Those guys are the problem.
It's the people that are like touching their fingers and they're like, what happened? What happened? Like they're the people. It's the people, the people who gave you like a gun and said, go at it, and then you shot a bunch of things and they're like, what happened? I gave you a gun. How did things get shot?
I just go straight to the kid who's riding his bike, who takes the stick and throws it into his wheels. Oh, why'd you do that? It's like, seriously?
I set you up for failure. Why did you fail?
Yeah.
I set you up for failure and hope that you would succeed.
I mean, I shit you not. Like, literally, you have not only one of the greatest IPs ever, you have one of the greatest premises. You are an outlaw. You are Han Solo before it was cool to be Han Solo. Like, how hard is it?
Kotaku in action would have you believe that it's because of the DEI chin. Sorry, I've got DEI chin on the brain. There was a hard drive pitch that involved it that was really good.
I shake my head because it's like, Ubisoft, you are like fumbling. You are just fumbling so hard. Like, look at all your brother and sister companies who also have the Star Wars IP and are just flourishing with it.
Josh, I got a call from Ubisoft. They want you to take it easy on them from now on. They're like, hey, this guy's been going at us all month. Can you tell them to knock it off?
They are literally like, okay, guys, I'm going to put this apple on my head, put a cigarette in my mouth, and I'm going to put a blindfold on. You're not to touch me or throw anything at me, okay?
Okay, so for this, hey, we made it. And they shoot you in the head.
Yeah.
We made it to the last segment of the show. We're about a month out from the Game Awards. I don't know if they have an official date. I'm sure it's sometime at the beginning of December before the holidays kick in. No nominations yet. They should be coming within the next week. We figured it'd be fun to predict who the Game of the Year nominations are going to be. So we each picked 5 games to nominate. And we're going to rattle them off here. And so you don't have to have played the games, but just like, if you think like, hey, this might get a nomination, I'd say go for it. And I'm going to go, my first prediction is Helldivers 2. I think it came out at the beginning of the year, around March, April, May. And the player numbers may be down, but like it was a cooperative PvE game that captured everybody, reminded everybody of Starship Troopers, and helped a bunch of people discover Starship Troopers, and that fascism is bad. I hope. And it was fun to play. I fell off of it, but the little bit of time I had with it was great, and I can definitely see that game getting a nomination.
Balatro.
Motherfucker, I had that one too.
Well, let's be honest. Like, it came out of nowhere, and I swear people, even to this moment, still talk about it and how great it is. And it actually just got a physical release too.
It's a good pooping game. It's a good game when you're pooping.
Honestly, I just keep hearing where they're tallying up the points for your cards.
Mm.
It's just so satisfying to hear it. I don't know why. It's just like very much is it ASM?
ASMR?
Yeah, ASMR. That's all I hear is that noise, and I'm like, oh, it's so pleasing to the ear.
It definitely, I played that game so much, like, when you've heard a sound over and over again, and then when you're nowhere near the sound, you like hear it. You're like,
yep.
Did
Wait,
somebody clear the board? Did somebody clear the board? What's happening? My next, so I also had that one. I do think this is the year for like an indie to get nominated. Kind of like when was that? 2020? Was It Takes Two? No, 19, 21. One of those years.
There's 21.
It Takes Two was during a slow year. So I could see this does feel like a slower year compared to where we were last year. So that's why I'm also nominating Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Okay, that's actually on my list too.
again, this one feels like it's always tougher when it's a game that came out at the beginning of the year because, recency bias is a thing. But I mean, of course, the fucking part of Ubisoft is gone. Not to bring the news segment into this, but Ubisoft has definitely had a shit year. But Prince of Persia was like the one diamond in the rough.
Oh yeah,
and I could see that getting a nomination.
So that was my number 4, but my next few are going to make sense for the most part for me saying this. I do think, unfortunately, in a good way, but also a bad way, this is the year of the remakes.
Who do you have getting the nom?
Obviously, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like, yes, it is technically a new game, but it's a remake.
I could see it. I mean, it ate up a bunch of time when it came out. I mean, was it as well received as remake back in? Was remake 2020?
No, it was 2019.
Is it 21?
I
think remake was 2020.
Hold on, let's look. No, because it was before the PS5.
Yeah, I think remake came out. Yeah, there's a little bit of 2020 before the PS5, Josh.
I know that, but I think it was before.
Because I bought it,
looking it up,
and then COVID hit, and I never played it again.
April 2020, you were right. Okay, I was thinking late for some reason, but I think I pre-ordered it late 2019 because then I went day of and bought it, and then took the day off to play it.
Josh, you're talking to the guy who knew every game of the year for Game Informer, just about every game of the year for Game Informer.
Fair. It's just, yes, it wasn't as well received, but I still think I think it's because of there was so much to do, and it became more of a chore to play it than it was to actually enjoy it. Where in remake, it was, let's be honest, Midgar is pretty much like peak for the whole entire game.
I mean, Midgar is like one of those areas in a game that is like, someone says Midgar, you're like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Everywhere else, like you're kind of like, oh, the place with the snake or the place with the casino. Like you're not real. I guess Golden Saucer would maybe be another one, but every other place you're naming something about that place.
And then Cosmo Canyon, honestly, those are probably the only other two you'd be like, oh yeah, I know that one.
I didn't know that one.
Yes, you did.
No, the only thing I remember that's where Red 8's from. That's where Aerith dies, and it has that wow 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 wow. Is that the same? Like, does that song play in the Lost Forest or Forbidden Forest when you go? Is it pretty close?
The furthest I've gotten was getting to Zach's hometown.
You haven't even beat the game, you sick fuck.
I didn't even make it to Cosmo Canyon.
I do see Rebirth getting nominated. I have it on here as well. I also have a few. I mean, you've basically gone through my whole list almost. I have a few indies that I'm like, this might get a nomination. I'm gonna say UFO 50.
Oh yes.
It was really weird seeing like this small little indie made up of all these different made up games that are a callback to like Nintendo days. It made a splash. I saw it all over the internet. Did I hear anyone in person talking about it? No, not really. And these awards the nominations do tend to go to the bigger games that people know about. But I'm going to nominate UFO 50 anyway, so fuck you.
Oh, just FYI, they did announce the Game Awards.
Oh, when did they do that?
December 12th.
Okay, but they haven't done their nominations, though.
No, they have no nominations, but it's for sure December 12th.
Okay. So yeah, we got a little over a month. So by that margin, we should know these nominations next week. So it'd be fun to compare.
Yeah.
What's your next nomination?
Ooh. Just because I want to see. I think Black Myth Wukong will get nominated. I don't think it's gonna win. I do think it's gonna get nominated though.
I thought it was either going to be that or Stellar Blade, like one of those two.
Yeah, one of those two for sure.
Probably Black Wukong though.
just because people still clamor to, like, I can't go on to half of my Reddit boards without somebody bringing up, going, man, the they just talk about how indie. I loosely say indie game came out and just dominated so much better compared to all these other games. I'm like, okay, yeah, to an extent, you're not wrong.
Indie game. It was backed by China.
That's I know
Indie game. Come on, you guys.
but just people backing it. I'm like, I mean, yes, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, guys, maybe get off that hype train a little bit. It's not. I mean, it's good. It's not that good though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People just want to hack it. We haven't had a good like hack and slash. Like hack and slash just got a little too RPG-ish.
Yeah, I just, for the simplicity's sake and the fact that it's gonna at least get nominated because it's been talked about so much, I for sure seeing it on there. I just don't see it winning. It's not a winning game.
So I've got a joke one and I've got a serious one.
Okay.
Which one do you want first?
I want the joke.
Banana.
Yes.
Banana is going to get nominated for Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2024. You've heard it here first. I've just got off the phone with Jeff Keighley. He told me, he said, hey, Nick, don't tell anybody. Whoops. But Banana is going to get the nomination. Jeff Keighley is a banana clicker. He's a banana clicker.
He's got every banana, right?
And he's best friends with the guy who made it. He's got all the bananas. And he's sold every banana 10 times. He was already rich. Now he's even richer.
Sick son of a bitch.
All right, you want my real one?
Yeah, that was your real one.
My real one is Dragon Age. I almost said Inquisition. Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
I can see it. I can see it for sure. I don't know. I can see it being nominated. I see all of them being nominated. It's just hard to tell right now who's going to win because it's been such a weird year, especially with just the remakes.
I think coming off of Baldur's Gate 3 winning everything last year, I think that bodes well for them. I think, Inquisition won it 10 years ago. So that would be like, it's been to the big dance. It's been to the big dance and it's been the belle of the ball. And, the fact that it came out and it wasn't like this completely drivel game that BioWare's last game, they're gone. No, like it came out. Sales numbers, who knows? Who cares? Like, I'm not a businessman. I'm not here to fucking pick apart the numbers. We got fucking math nerds for that. I think people are like, yes, BioWare is back, baby, and they're looking forward to it. And I could see it getting a nomination. The internet will the fucking idiots on the internet, the fucking mouth breathers, neck beards would be like, oh, the fucking Game Awards. But you know what? Fuck them. Now I kind of want it to win. Out of spite.
Speaking of which.
Oh, no.
Elden Ring. Shadow of the Erd Tree.
No. Get this DLC. Get this DLC out of my GOTY.
It is technically eligible for the Game of the Year under the Game Awards rules.
Get this DLC out of my GOTY, man.
I'm just letting you know it's gonna happen. It's gonna get nominated.
Man, you're right. It will, because you know what? Didn't the Cyberpunk one get nominated last year?
It did.
God damn it! You're right. You're fucking right. Was that your last one?
That was my last one because you took. At this point, we took each other's. So.
We took each other. Well, again, it was a slower year compared to last year. Like don't get me wrong, bunch of great games. Still a slower year than last year.
I know, and then of course there's a handful we haven't even mentioned, like Yakuza and Metaphor. Like both of them are clamoring for people. Then you gotta include Legend of Zelda.
I'm surprised you didn't go to bat for Metaphor there.
I'm just going, like, I was trying to see what you're gonna go with, and I was like, okay, I named a few that I think for sure are gonna get named. Like all these are for sure gonna get set up in the pre-nominations. It's a matter of who's going to be in the final nominations that's going to matter.
Yeah, I think 6. I think they picked 6 to go.
Yeah, 6 to go, and I think they give them 10.
I see some. Yeah, I think they shortlist 10 at one point.
Yeah, the
shortlist might already be out there, and who knows. But so those are our nominations of what we think will be nominated. We'll either check back next week or the week after to see how close we were. I do think it's a ripe year for the indies to come in and clean up, just because we've seen It Takes Two do it recently. And this is the 10th year of the Game Awards, by the way. Kind of nuts. But hey, we've reached the end of the episode. That's right, folks. Hey, if you want to keep up with me, you can find me, Nick, at That Kaufman on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at Nick Fat Knight. I write for Hard Drive Magazine, the video game satire site. Go over there, check out some of my jokes, my pieces. I've also got interviews up there, comic books, TV writers, whatever. If you can think it, I've probably written it or done an interview for it, whatever. Also, I haven't done anything for Game Chronicle in a while. I might need to pop on over and see what's on there once I get some projects done over here. And then also check me out on Rongo, Rongo. I did a review of Dragon Age the Veilguard, which did really well, and not too many people got mad at me. So go check that out. Josh, did you watch it?
No, I have not yet.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
I gotta find time between all my gaming hours, okay?
I got you. Josh, where can the people find you?
Find me anywhere and everywhere. I'm Josh Singh, and I'll have my latest review for Metaphor ReFantazio over at Game Chronicles hopefully later this week.
Nice.
And then, of course, I also have my piece on physical media and its importance over on our website, Smashing Game Time.
Josh got one up before me. Speaking of Smashing Game Time, yes, we have a website, smashinggametime.com. We just renewed for the year, so go fucking check that shit out. The podcast is there. The written words are there. We're going to get more up, including my GameCube piece, which I've been hinting at for the last month. It's coming, I swear. It's on its way. The pizzas are on their way. Name that show, Josh. South Park.
I would say every show ever.
The George R. Martin episode. The pizzas are on their way, I swear. Wiener. Hey, Smashing Game Time, anywhere you get your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, YouTube Podcast, YouTube proper. Thank you. Fuck the algorithm, tell a friend. We don't fuck with no computers here, except for the computers we use to make the show. And then thank you, as always, to Alex Marvin Clark for our intro and outro song, Hunt Him Down. We have a link to his SoundCloud in the show notes. Go check it out. Everybody, this has been Smashing Game Time. We hope you all had a smashing great time. We'll see each and every one of you next time.